Sometimes you gotta pull it out, and sometimes you gotta stick it back in. Well, you put it back in after you pull it right out, and you stick it back in when you gotta pull out, and you gotta pull out when you stick it back in. That's the way it goes, and I'll say it again. When you stick it back in, you gotta pull it back out. When you can't back out, then you gotta put it in. Everyone knows that you just can't win, so might as well just stick it in again. But remember, if you stick it in again, you gotta pull it right out and stick it back again. You can't leave it in and you can't leave it out. You put it back in and you start to shout. You shout, yeah, I put it back in. I stuck it right out and I put it back in. Yeah, you just can't win, so you might as well just stick it back in. I said, oh, I stuck it back in. I pulled it right out and I stuck it back in, yeah. So from now on, when you pull it out, you better stick it back in. I had a friend, a dear old friend. He stuck it back out and he put it back in, but then he switched it out and I pulled it right again. Well, oh, what happened to him? He stuck it right out and he put it back in. Well, that's the way it always goes. You gotta stick it back in and put it again, you said. You gotta stick it back in, you gotta pull it right out and stick it back again. But remember, you still gotta pull it out, 'cause it can't stay in, or you're gonna start to shout and say, yeah, you can't stay in, you can't come out, but you can't stay in. So, yeah, you pull it out, you put it right in, and then you pull it right out. I said, yeah, you put it right in, you stick it back out, and you put it back in. Yeah, that's the way it goes. You stick it back in and you put it right back again. So, we're gonna rap for you now, but sticking it in and out. So here's how we do it in the hood. We go in, we go out, we stick it around, yo. Oh, we stick it back in, we stick it around and turn it around and stick it back in, and everybody's looking, wondering what we do when sticking it in. Oh, well, what they didn't know. We put it out, put it in, put it back out, and turn it around again. Yeah, you stick it back out and put it back in again. It goes around your head, you don't know what to do, so you stick it back in and you do it again. You take it out, you stick it back in, you stick it back in, you then take it back out, but don't remember to put it back in, because if you leave it in, we'll be singing this song again.